Hello fellow old schoolers and welcome to the channel and this match between my green Stompy deck and the Venom Thicket I've dubbed it. And my green Stompy deck is built around a lot of 1/1 creatures that can be cast for 1 mana like Nav's Asp, and then I use Pendlehaven to boost them all so it can function with very little mana. And they can use Giant Growths and Berserk like this to go bananas and do a bunch of damage fast. It draws in a lot of creatures with Sylvan Library and the fact that it has a very small mana curve, so most of the cards in the deck are creatures or Giant Growths. And it's coming up against this evil jungle deck that has a lot of poisonous critters in it. So there's stuff like the Thicket Basilisk that can destroy any creature that blocks it. And there's the Cockatrice, that's the same, just with flying. And it's also a mono green deck with a bunch of bugs like killer bees. And the captain of the deck is the FB Freed that has a working hurricane all the time. I think it's powered, this deck, and it also uses a single very big beater, the Colossus, out in this poisonous jungle called the Colossus of Sardia, and is doing this in order to get some extra points at this tournament for being the highest placed with the largest creature. We're off. And it's my mono green deck on the left here, and the Thicket, the Venom Thicket on the right. Starting off with a forest and a wild growth. That's pretty unorthodox. And we have a forest and a mana elf. That's one of the 1/1 creatures I use. And here's the cards of the Venom Thicket. And here's the cards from me. I'm actually completely mana starved here, but I can function just fine using a single forest. And next turn I'll get the Sylvan Library out here. So this is a great hand with only a single forest, because the Sylvan Library I can dig for another forest, and I can actually play anything with that single forest. But look at this. He plays a Chaos Orb and then he orbs my single forest. He must have like mind reading capabilities or something like that. Who does this against a small mono green deck that has a mana elf out? I can't see why. You're welcome to write in the comments how you knew. I'm completely mana starved here. And I can't get the Sylvan Library out. And he uses a Chaos Orb turn 1 against a mono green deck that has a mana elf out. I have no idea, but I can get an attack in here for 1 and I have to discard. I shouldn't have kept the hand, I suppose, but if he hadn't Chaos Orb turn 1, if he hadn't known, I would be fine. At this point there would be a Sylvan Library out, I could dig for the forest, and even if I didn't drew into one, I could play a creature each turn. So I can't do anything but trying to get a single poke in, because that mana elf deck can only produce black mana, and I need a green mana to cast anything. So yeah, very good instincts from him, and very lucky. So frustrating here. I have to an attack, and I have to discard another Whirling Dervish. It's a bit of an unfortunate glare here, but here's a killer bee. There's a Library of Alexandria. That's a factory, the other one. So he comes over with the killing bee and the factory, and yeah, nothing. That's it. Game 1. What a letdown. I have no idea how he knew. I can't see how I telegraphed any mana problems with putting a forest and a mana elf out turn 1. But that's how it goes sometimes. So frustrating. So he's up 1-0 here, and I'm mulliganing down. I've learned my lesson. Don't keep a hand with only a single forest, even though it seems so It seems very tempting with a low mana curve like this because there's so many creatures in the hand. Okay, so a mana elf, and he was playing fast bond here. And a factory and a forest and a sylvan library. What a start, man. Brutal. And we're actually rivals. I don't think he's... I think that's an Italian sylvan library there. So I don't think he has... he's Swedish legal like mine, but he is mono green. So we're competing for the most green creatures, the most green cards. No, the most creatures, the most green cards, and the highest placed monocolored deck, I think. But he's also competing. I don't know if he has power, but he's also competing with the highest creature, with that Colossus of Sardia. So we're getting out of Pendelhaven and a bunch of creatures here. Next turn we can go in for a big punch. Yeah. Now he's taking damage from that extra forest drop from that fast bond. Oh, and he kept a card in hand, I think. Yeah, he did. And that's a Thicket Basilisk. We can't see it for the glare, but I've put it in here just to make it a little more, yeah, easier to see. So he can kill a creature each turn if he blocks it, but I'm fine with that. I should draw so many creatures that I can suicide with them. Just put one into the meat grinder each turn. So we're coming over for another swing. And he blocks one, and I pump some of the others that gets in. Oh, he doesn't even block. He might be fearing a giant growth. So we're putting out a whirling dervish. Okay. I'm surprised by that. I think he should have blocked me. He can't. Even if I had a giant growth, I'd probably use it on him. Or there's a danger that I'd do that. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to take a damage from the snake here again, but he tells me and explains to me that the Sylvan Library is actually used before the draw step, so he can look at the 3 cards and then decide whether or not to take whether or not to pay for the snake, because the Sylvan Library is used in the upkeep. I can't really remember this, and it's an Italian version he has out there, so we can't really read it. So, yeah, he decides to draw and attack with the Basilisk. No idea why, I'll just take it. It's 2 points of damage, and now he's open. And he puts down another Basilisk. I don't think he should have attacked there. He's very much on the defensive end. I'm willing to trade any life you want here. Yeah, but he has a Basilisk, so he can block one of them. He's blocking the Whirling Dervish here. That's fine. Boosting one of the others and giving 4 points of damage here. And then a bunch of new creatures. This is how the deck should function. Just an endless wave, at least from the early to the mid game. I don't want to draw any more forests at this point. I just want to draw creatures and giant growths. Okay, so he has 2 defending basilisks at this point. It's not enough. He also has a defending factory, but I can still get in. I have 5 creatures out. Okay. So he puts out some cat people. I think he sideboarded them in. So they have 2/2 and a forest walkers. But yeah, he had to tap his factory, so it's all the same to me. I can still get in with 2, and I can boost one of them with the Pendelhaven. So that's 3 points of damage right there. He has a blocking factory and 3. Yeah, so that's 4 blockers. Okay, wait a minute. I only have 5 attackers, don't I? Yeah, I do. So we're just coming in for a single poke with the Script Sprite for 2 points of damage. Putting down a factory, so next turn we can go for the kill. And obviously I can get in with the Script Sprite because it's a flyer. I think attacking with everything at this point would be rather premature because I'd lose my army. Gotta wait a turn. Because he puts down a cockatrice here. So now I can block the script sprite. Otherwise I could just poke him to death with that fairy. But look at that. In order to cast the cockatrice, he has to tap 2 defending factories here, just to defend himself against the flyer. And it's a valid play. He does this in order for me to... Perhaps I won't attack now, because I can't get in with the script sprite. But yeah, there's too many. I'm just telling him here. Can't. Yeah, we just agree that he can't stop it. So, yeah, we got in here. Such an annoying loss in the opening match, but this is how it should work if I ever draw any mana. Okay, so a lot of killer bees, basilisk, Library of Alexandria turn 1 here. That is bad. This is my hand. Yeah, we can't really see it. The lighting is not good in this position, so it's too dark. Yeah, so we have the trusty snake, turn 1. But it's a lucky draw he has there. Okay, so he draws an extra card with the Library of Alexandria. We need to finish this fast, and we need to draw like an ice storm and preferably an elf now. So we get in with the snake, boosting it to 2/3. No? Okay, he makes it go berserk. So that's, I guess, 4 points of damage? Or can he do it? Yeah, okay. And then we put out an elf. Hopefully we can get an ice storm for the next attack. He now has to pay for the snake, or he'll take an extra point of damage. Puts down a Sylvan Library. He forgot to take the extra damage from the snake though, the poison from that. He needs to pay a colorless mana in his upkeep in order to avoid it. Yes, that chaos up. Good stuff. Okay, we need to not miss here. Otherwise, yeah, we will lose this game. Let's not miss. Okay, it's pretty secure. 1 dead Library of Alexandria coming over. No, I'm not coming over with the elf. I'm putting down a 1/1 forest walking dryad, and I've sideboarded them in. I wanted to play with 4, but I only have 2 beta, so that's what I have. Okay, I'm reminding him to take the damage from the snake here, I think, so good thing too. He does have that Sylvan Library though, and a lot of killer bees. Okay, he keeps a card in hand. Puts down a Sol Ring. That's actually huge, because now he can get some big stuff, and that's an if freed. I have no flyers though, and he won't likely want to burn me out at this point, because he'll take damage himself, but it's a 3/3 blocker. We do have that 1/1 forest walking dryad though. It says it's even better than a script sprite. So sneaking past the if and getting boosted by the Pendelhaven here. She can just melt into the trees and the forest. He can't see her. So I'm so glad I have those. It would have been nice if I had the full playset, but it's a pretty lucky draw actually. It's the only creature that can get in I have in the deck at this point, once he has an if freed out. He's at 9 points of life here. Now he's attacking. Must have another blocker then. Yep, that's the Basilisk. So, but the Dryad is still working. Just poking him. That's a lot of mana on my side at this point. A bit too much actually. Getting in for 2 points of damage again. So he's looking with the Silver Library again, drawing a card. At 7 points of life here. He's really on the clock. Can't see, that could be a Chaos Orb actually. Can't really see at this angle. If it is, that's a pretty nice drop. Coming in with the if for freed again for 3 points of damage here. Okay, passing the turn. It allows me a draw step here. Okay. I think it's a bit dangerous because I could draw a crumble against his Chaos Orb, but I think he wants to wait for me to attack, because if I attack with the elf again and he blocks with the Thicket Basilisk and I giant growth the elf, then he can use the Chaos Orb on the elf. But I still think actually removing this Dryad, oh, so close to missing. I think removing the Dryad is a lot more important actually. As a script sprite. Now he needs to keep back. Now I can just blow her away with the Ifbif. Actually, but I can boost her to a 2/3 creature if he does so, actually, so she'll be hard to put out of the sky at this point. I can't block him though, but he can block me, and I think he should keep back. He's slowly gaining control of the game at this point, being at 7 points of life. That Sol Ring is really helping him, so is the Sylvan Library. What's this? Allure. Oh, that's nasty. So he's coming in with everything, and I have to block the Basilisk with both of my creatures. And even if I block, and even if I use the Pendelhaven, I can only do 3 points of damage to him. And he has 4 in toughness. But I'm still electing to do so, and then I berserk the other one. I berserk one of them anyway. So by block berserking, I can double the power of the creature and get rid of his Basilisk. So he does have a factory. Oh, okay, and then I storm the factory and put out an elf, and I can boost that elf. So if he attacks with the, it's really the nail biter. If he attacks with the Ifbif now, he can do 3 points of damage to me, and I can do 2 back. He can't block with any factories now, as I ice stormed it. So yeah, I can't think of any other way to play this game at the moment. Let's see if he attacks. Okay. No. Yes, he does. I still think it's too aggressive, but I wonder what. Okay, but he might. Yeah, he has another blocker. Then it's not too aggressive. It's a fine play. He can rush me down now. And there's those 2/2 forest walking cat people. Those are bad news also, because I can't block them. And I'm only at 8 life and he's at 7. And if I attack, he can block with the elf. And then give me 5 points of damage, and then boost the Ifbif for free and just burn me out with this hurricane effect. So I have to keep back. But it's not even enough, I think. He can forest walk and fly in. Yeah, now he can just burn away. And I think he knows this at this point, but he uses to play it super safe. Just making sure not to burn himself. Just kill me with the creatures. That's Basilisk. No, that's a killer bee. Yeah, it's game. I really thought I had him, but I'm actually losing this one 1-2. This second loss is fine. I like that match. It's close, very back and forth, and very exciting. The first loss, though, that was not nice. Losing to a turn 1 Chaos Orb flip like this, I think I've said it enough, but it really surprised me. After this, it's the top 8. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.